Hey guys, hope you well. So, wanted to talk about Alex Jones. If you're into alternative media, if you question the mainstream media, if you question the government, you probably heard of Alex Jones. He's probably the most famous alternative media conspiracy theorist in the world. Um, Unfortunately, because I don't believe he's a person of integrity. And what has further cemented that is that he's fired probably the only journalist with integrity. In fact, the only one I watched on the platform I didn't even watch it on the platform, I used to watch him on BitChute, is David Knight, because he's the only one who I would see would criticize Trump whenever he would come out with executive orders or come out promoting the AI mass surveillance agenda, which is what the deep state want. They've openly admitted that's what they want, and Trump keeps doing things that feeds into it. He's had two executive orders promoting AI. His administration has called for a record amount of funding for artificial intelligence. He's also promoted 5G and given and cut an indefinite amount of time that cities had to decide whether they wanted 5G. He's given them a mandate of 90 days, and they have 90 days to decide whether they want to put 5G into their city or not. And here's the kicker as well. There's a legislation that still stands from Clinton that if a city says that they don't want 5G due to health concerns, they can be sued, legally sued by big telecom. That's not considered a legitimate reason. So he's given them 90 days to decide whether they're willing to be sued or not, right? And not only that, Trump has also set up Operation Warp Speed. And in case you don't know, I'll show you very, very quickly about Operation Warp Speed. Okay, so this is Moncef Slaoui, who was appointed by Trump to be the one of the co-heads of Operation Warp Speed, along with a military general. So this is a military operation, and I'll show you. This is the Wall Street Journal article called "The Captain of Operation Warp Speed." You can see it's written by Alicia Finley. This is just a different. I'm just going to click on another tab because it's just a different layout of it. Okay, so you see it here, and she does an interview with him, and they sort of discuss about Operation Warp Speed, which, in case you don't know, is a fast track vaccination program set up by Trump and his administration. Scroll down to the bottom. Let's see what it says. Tracking systems will have to be incredibly precise to ensure that patients each get 2 doses of the same vaccine and to monitor them for adverse effects. Operation Warp Speed has selected the medical distribution company McKesson and cloud operators Google and Oracle to collect and track vaccine data. Let's look at something else. This is another article written by Moncef Slaoui and Matthew Hepburn. So the same person who's been personally appointed by Trump, to be the head of Operation Warp Speed. Let's scroll down to the bottom and see what it says, and I put all the links for you below so you can check them. Because some technologies have limited previous data on safety in humans, the long-term safety of these vaccines will be carefully assessed using pharmacovigilance surveillance strategies. So let's look at another article. And this is a paper from the Department of Health and Human Services, working alongside the Department of Defense. Let's scroll down to that part which talks about monitoring. Here we go. Monitoring. What is required? The vaccination program requires extensive data monitoring infrastructure, including appropriate IT architecture to incorporate claims and payment processes to identify when a person needs a potential second dose, to monitor outcomes and adverse effects, and to account for products the US government is spending billions of dollars to research, develop, and produce. Data will need to be available both federally and the state, local, and tribal level to ensure efficient management of the vaccination program. What we are doing, OWS, that means Operation Warp Speed, will construct and integrate an IT architecture that achieves this objective, building off existing IT infrastructure and filling gaps with new IT solutions. So there you have it. You have the evidence that shows that Trump's Operation Warp Speed is setting up IT architecture, which is basically a mass surveillance system to surveil every American who gets a vaccine. And they're doing it under the guise of, well, we need to monitor the adverse health effects, the potential ones, because it's an experimental vaccine, right? And we all know about they've been granted immunity from being sued due to adverse effects. So David Knight is the only one of the InfoWars team who's willing to call Trump out on that. So you have set up this mass surveillance system, just like 9/11 set up the surveillance system with the Patriot Act and the Homeland Security Act and the prison program. And it never ended. They just kept rolling it out and using that as justification. Now they're using they're creating this system now to tracking millions of Americans for 2 years under the guise of, well, we need to monitor them for adverse effects. David Knight was the only one who called Alex Jones on it, out on it, and look, fired effective immediately. So, I doubt you're going to watch this, David, but if you do, thank you. Like I said, you're the only one I followed. I believe you're the only one with integrity because you're willing to call out Trump. You didn't fall into this personality cult, this weird messiah kind of complex that, Donald Trump was the savior of humanity and was this, even though he's a billionaire celebrity who was a Zionist, he was somehow outside of the system, was going to bring it down, despite seeing all the things that we know he's done. So anyway, guys, so please follow David Knight and please follow all the other people who are great. Like, I'll show you a few of them as well. Anna Breeze, great lady. You can find her on BitChute. The Conscious Resistance Network, find it on BitChute. The Crow House, The Last American Vagabond, even the Dollar Vigilante, who I've had issues with in the past, but still his stuff recently is pretty good. These are names, these are people, and of course David Knight. Please, follow him on Twitter. Just say, thanks for what you've done, and please just follow his platform. I hope he's able to go on and do great things as an independent. So anyway, guys, take care. Till next time. Everything is going to be okay. God bless.